What's up, everybody? The Lonely Addict here. Uh, Thank you for anyone who took the time to watch my introduction video yesterday. I know it was long, but I had a lot I wanted to say on my first video, and honestly, I wanted to say more, but I will in time. I will. Before we get into the video, I'd like to kindly ask y'all to subscribe and hit that like button if you're enjoying the videos and you're enjoying listening to what I have to say, or if you want to, you know, be a part of what I'm trying to build on this channel. I also want to hear from you guys. Like, I don't, I'm gonna be talking every day. So, if y'all got questions or if you got comments or you want to speak your mind, and please go down in the comments below and say something. Like I don't care what it is, uh, that'd be greatly appreciated too, because I do want to engage with people, and that is ultimately one of my goals. So yeah, hit that comment section, please, please, please. I'm a bit tired today. My insomnia is in full torture mode right now, so please forgive me if my tiredness shows itself. So yeah, let's get in the video. I want to talk about these things. Now, us addicts, we're always thinking, we always got addictions on our mind. But I think some of us probably don't think about our addiction to nicotine as much. I know I do. And we smoke because we're stressed, but now I stress because I smoke, and that's because I've been wanting to quit for a long time. And I've overcome a lot of addictions, but these cigarettes, man, they got their claws in me, and I stress over every pack that I buy, every single pack. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be the last pack. This is gonna be the last pack, and I get down to about 5 cigarettes, and the cogs start, rolling in my head. Like the mental breakdown happens before you even smoke the last cigarette, and then I always cave, and I go to the store. All right, this is gonna be my last pack. It's an endless cycle. So it's vicious, man. I was always told when I was a kid, don't smoke, it's bad for you. And it's funny, because when I was a kid, I hated cigarettes. My mom smoked, and my dad smoked, and he ended up quitting. And that was due to his health conditions. He had open heart surgery and all that, and he was kind of forced to. I say that, but some people that are forced into a position don't quit smoking, and it ultimately ends up taking their lives, and that's actually happened to someone in my family. One of my uncles. He struggled quitting smoking too, and I don't know like the whole story, but I know like he tried to quit several times, and the doctors kept telling him very important that you quit because your life is at risk. And long story short, he ended up getting lung cancer, and I don't know, like when he had his last cigarette during the lung cancer, I wasn't really there for it. I just know he went through it. It was my grandma's brother, and that addiction was so strong in him that he smoked. Even like I think after he was diagnosed with it, and he didn't stop, man. Like these cigarettes, man, they're serious. they may not affect you like drugs do or alcohol, but it, it's a serious thing, man. And I've been smoking for, I don't know. Oh, before, I did lie on my video yesterday and I didn't realize it. It's funny that we brought it up. My grandma comes up to me and she's like, "Yeah, I watched part of your video. You're 37, not 38." Man, I, 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 I didn't know what to say. I was like, I thought I was 38. And that doubles back to like the brain fog and like my memory and stuff and the damage I've done to my brain, I guess, over the years or whatever it is. But yeah, guys, I'm 37, not 38. I'm about to be 38. But anyways, I got off track and now I don't even know where I was at. Let's talk about myself and smoking. Um yeah, when I was a kid I hated it a lot. My mom smoked and it used to crush me. Like I hated it. And I have a memory of when I was a kid. I don't know how old I was. And to be honest, at this point, I question like what memories are real and what's not. And I remember her like letting us take a hit of her cigarette. Not not in the sense that, she was trying to get us to smoke or anything. She was trying to teach us a lesson. She knew we were gonna choke on it. And she knew it was going to be a bad experience, and it was. I remember hitting that thing and coughing and coughing and coughing, and yeah, I hated them even more after that. I had no desire to touch them. Uh, I have another memory with my mom, and this one really like stuck out with me for years. Again, I don't remember the age, but I think we were staying out at my grandma's house, right? And she was a smoker and everything, and she was wanting to quit at the time and stuff. And what I remember is that she did start to quit, and I don't know how long she went. It could have been half a day for all I know. You're a kid and memories and shit. But uh, I'll never forget the night like after she quit. The night like we ran up to the gas station. I knew exactly what gas station and everything, and man, she bought that pack of cigarettes and it crushed my soul. Man, I thought my mom was gonna die, like, cause I mean, you're a kid, and all you learn is how bad they are and that they kill people and stuff. And like in my mind, like my mom was gonna be gone in like a month because she was smoking, like, and all that. And but yeah, man, that memory like sticks out even to this day, like all these years later. Of that time when she took me to the store with her and she bought those cigarettes. And yeah, it was heartbreaking as a kid, man. But yeah, so how did I become okay with smoking, you may ask? So I was a bit of a loner and I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, but like I got to high school and I can't remember if I was already dropped out or not, or if I think I was. Um and I had a few like relationships that don't really count, like that girl you date in middle school for like a month, but that ain't like a real relationship. Y'all just see each other at school and all that. Like this was my first um no, this is my second major relationship. This would be the biggest one, the first biggest one. And so I dated this girl and uh this person's a big part of my life, and I don't want to sound like I'm like blaming her or anything. So let's just go ahead and get that out the way. I make my own decisions. I'm the one that says yes or no. So I just want to clear that up. There's no blame being thrown towards anybody, but I don't remember the entire night. For some reason, what just sticks in my head is the moment. that I officially started smoking. And I was working at Pizza Hut. I think I was like around 18 and 18, 19, something like that. And I was partying back then. Like, it was like the start of my party days. And I had no clue that at that time that I was going to become an addict, or I was at risk of becoming one, or anything. Like, I didn't drink back then either. I actually didn't like it because it used to just make me sick. The only thing I really did was smoke weed, and that was about it. So I worked at Pizza Hut, and I worked with a guy there, and we had I remember his name. We had the same first name, and we were gonna go to a party at the lake, and my girlfriend was gonna come too. And so we go out to the lake and everything, and we're doing the lake party thing. Like I said, I don't remember any details from that night except for this, but I remember we were on the campgrounds, and I can't remember if we were driving from like one camp to the other or whatever, but I was in the back of the truck, and so was my girlfriend at the time, and she used to always ask me. She was a smoker. She's always used to beg me to smoke, and tell me that it was sexy and all that stuff. Like she used to always pressure me. Like, you always hear the peer pressure, like stories and lessons and stuff, and yeah, that's exactly how it went down. I was pressured into it, and I held my ground for a long time. Like, I used to tell her, nah, nah, I don't want to smoke. Like, I still had those memories as a kid, and I knew smoking was bad for you and all that. And uh, that night in the back of the truck while we were driving to wherever we were, she offered me a cigarette, and I finally caved in. And that was the cigarette that got me hooked. It was a Marlboro Light, and I'm pretty sure it was a Marlboro Light. And I don't know how quickly my smoking habit developed. I remember for like the first year, every time I would smoke a cigarette, it would make me sick. But I would still smoke them. I was trying to be the cool kid. Like, I had a girlfriend. I was getting laid. I was going to parties. It was like the start of like me experimenting, like a whole lot more. Because even though I smoked weed back then, I didn't do it a lot. So but yeah, that was the first cigarette, and I don't have a lot of specific memories, uh, um, like that. But it's like I can close my eyes and I can picture myself in the back of that truck at night, and yeah, that was the one. It got me, and I've been smoking ever since. What, I'm 37 now, so we looking at 20 years of smoking, and you know, smoking's part of going hand in hand with addictions. Like I had an addictive personality. Like, I pretty much got addicted to everything I got my hands on. And I want to say for about 10, 15 years, I was okay being a smoker. Um, at first, it was just a normal habit, like I'd go buy a pack of cigarettes, I'd smoke, whatever. Like, it wasn't like that fiend, like that need, like your body needs it to function kind of addiction. But that slowly took over. And over the years and years went by. And you start to get into your other addictions, and that really affects your addiction to nicotine too. Like, some of the worst moments where people had to deal with me is when I was drunk and ran out of cigarettes. Oh, ooh, man. You did not want to be around me if I was low on cigarettes, or if I lost my cigarettes, if I couldn't find my lighter because I was so drunk, even though it was probably in my pocket. Like all that. Um, man, like, coming off of cigarettes, or not having cigarettes has turned me into, like, at times, a demon. Like, it's powerful, man. Like, the way nicotine grabs hold of your mind. It's just so powerful. The physical addiction's there too, but the mental is just it's unexplainable. So the other thing about being an active addiction and being a smoker is like when you're fiending, you're not just fiending on nicotine. You might be fiending for like alcohol or other drugs, because I did pills too, and like other things like that. And like, that just adds an extra layer on it. Like uh you start to do desperate things for nicotine that you normally wouldn't do if you were just a normal smoker. A normal smoker, you know, they just go buy them some cigarettes because they live in a normal life. They got a job, whatever. Like, um, but it's a weird balance, because you still got to spend money and get your cigarettes, but you also got to keep in mind that there was other things that I was fiending for too. So you're like trying to balance out your money. Is like, how much do I got for this? And I can still get cigarettes. I'm good on cigarettes for a couple days, for a week, whatever. So you start to do some desperate things for cigarettes, man. Like, and like I used to do some crazy stuff like during my worst times. I remember not having income and not having a job and staying with my dad, and like, man, I'd be fiending for a cigarette so bad. I'd be so angry. Like, I would walk up to the gas station just to go pick up cigarettes out the ashtray up there and smoke them. Whatever people threw in there, people would throw full blown cigarettes in there. Like, that's how desperate I was to go get that nicotine, that Nick Fit. Like, like it's crazy, man. Like, you digging in your ashtray, smoking all the little shorts, you know? Like, it's a nasty habit, man. So yeah, like cigarettes, they I don't think, I never realized, like, I never really thought about how much they control my life until recently. I've wanted to quit smoking for a few years now. Like, it's been on the back of my mind. Like I said, you smoke to relieve stress and relax, and then like you get to this point where you want to quit smoking, and now every time you smoke a cigarette, you're stressed because you're thinking about your health. You're like, man, I just want to quit these things, man. Like, it's unexplainable, and if you're not a smoker, like the way it makes you think. But I used to smoke menthols. Like, I had the cool cigarettes. I used to smoke the cool wides, the Senecas. Like, and back then cigarettes were only like $2. That's why I smoke these now, the Pall Malls, because they were $2 a pack. You know how much this pack is now? $8.50. And I might be living in a state where it's a little cheaper. I know the prices vary from state to state, but $8.50 for this pack of cigarettes that used to cost $2, and I know they used to be cheaper than that before that. But I got off of menthols when I went to jail. I had to serve some time for a DUI, and they on the commissary they sold buglers. You had the pack of buglers with the rolling papers, man. They also sold kites. Kites were for the menthol smokers, and buglers were for the non-menthols. And I spent about a month in jail at that time, and I started off smoking the kites. Man, those kites, those menthol rolled cigarettes, they are harsh, and they tore up my throat, my lungs, everything for that month. And I eventually switched off of menthol, and I've never gone back. Like, if I smoke a menthol cigarette, like, just, it, it's just not the same. I don't know how to explain how you go from a menthol lover to a non-menthol lover, but I pretty much swapped from smoking cools and Senecas to Pall Malls. And I've been a Pall Mall smoker ever since. My mom smokes Pall Malls to these days, to this day, and I still have this like desire for her to quit, like, especially over the last couple of years. It's like a dream in my head, in my mind. Like, wouldn't it be cool if me and my mom quit smoking together and all that? And we went on that journey together. Like, that's always been like a dream of mine that I've never told anybody. Even as recent as like a couple weeks ago, I thought about that, like, be cool if we just take the journey together. And, real quick, speaking of those buglers, it's funny because when you're in jail and you're smoking those things, it would turn like your thumbs like yellow. Your thumbs and your nails, they were always yellow because you would always smoke them to that as small as possible until it burnt the shit out of you. And we used to joke around like, yeah, when I go see the judge and they sentence me, I'm gonna give them the yellow thumbs up. We used to joke around about that shit. But yeah, some of the things that have driven my desire to quit smoking is lung cancer in the family. And my grandpa, he died from it too. I think he was a smoker when I was younger. I don't ever remember it. I don't know what he smoked. But he quit smoking long before he got lung cancer. So he had quit for a long time. And then, like I just told y'all, my uncle, he died from it. Like the smoking is what gave him the lung cancer. And like I said, I don't know when he had his last cigarette, but I know he was smoking pretty close up to the end. And that's just how powerful addiction can be. Your addiction's literally killing you before your eyes, and you're still engaging with it. And I don't want to be like that, So, what's the point of this video? This is an addiction I'm still struggling with, and I want to make a commitment to the channel and myself and my life. And this might be a way to hold myself accountable if I'm putting it out there for people to see. But I got 8 cigarettes left. And, the addict mind is like, you got to smoke them. You spend $8 on them. You're not going to throw $8 down the trash. So, yeah, I'm going to smoke them. But it's going to be our last pack of cigarettes. So, and we're going to take the journey together as I put out content for the channel. And I'll throw y'all some updates. Maybe we'll do some shorts for the cigarettes, and maybe once a week we'll talk a little bit longer about it. But yeah, that's gonna be my first commitment to the channel is let's go ahead and start knocking out other addictions that I'm still addicted to. The other big one is caffeine, and I'm not ready to let my coffee go, but I do know caffeine has been a major problem for me throughout my entire life too. It's one we often overlook. Everyone does, you got those people that, at the grocery store, you buy energy drink and they throw a comment at your way saying, these things are going to give you a heart attack, especially when you're buying them at 10 o'clock at night and they're like, you going to go home and drink this? Like, yeah. So, but we ain't here to talk about caffeine today. We might talk about it another day. We're going to knock one addiction out at a time, at least the ones that remain. I really, really want to quit smoking, and I just cold turkey. Just let's just do it. It's time. And man, I've always got like this fear in the back of my head that that's what's going to end up killing me if I don't get in a freak accident or something like that. Man, I've always known that these cigarettes are going to be ultimately what's going to end up killing me. And I want to do everything in my power to stop that. And there's something else I wanted to say. The last job I had, I used to have a customer that came in there, and we would talk about smoking sometimes. And she had quit smoking, and she had like 3 kids. And I used to talk to her like, man, I want to quit. I want to quit so bad. Like, I was like, how did you do it? And man, she had some really good stuff that I never thought of. She was like, one day I thought about like how cigarettes were affecting my life and how they were ruining it. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, think about all the times you've been hanging out with your family or your friends or something, and y'all were having a good time and stuff, or something like that. And she was like, and then you would have to take time out of your life to go step outside to go suck down a cigarette and stuff. And she said it was taking time away from her kids and other things that she loved to do. Like it would consume so much of her day and stuff like that. And I was like, I never thought of it like that. I never thought of like cigarettes taken away from life, like taking experiences away from life. It, you don't really think about how much time you've wasted smoking cigarettes. You think about the other things, like how much money you've spent, like what's, you do think about your health and what it could do to you and stuff like that. And, but yeah, I never thought of it that way, man. Like, so many times, like even trying to be productive, and then you got like, oh, I gotta go take a cigarette break. You know, it's like you could have got like 10 times more done today, but you spent a fourth of your day smoking a cigarette. So, but yeah, guys, I don't want to keep rambling. I'm sorry if, like I said, I'm tired today. And not as gung ho as I was yesterday, but I wanted to talk about cigarettes today, and because it's always on my mind. It's a stressor. Every time I go to smoke a cigarette, it stresses me out, which is crazy because we smoke to not be stressed. So, but yeah, I got 8 cigarettes left, so that means I'll run out tomorrow, and as soon as I smoke, as soon as I consume my last bit of nicotine, I'll probably put a community post out, just kind of keep track of what day and what time it was. And, if I fuck up, I'll admit it. I'll say it in the video or whatever. And then, we're going to try again. We're going to do what we can. And, so yeah, that's about it. That's going to be my first commitment to the channel. And, you know, a lot of what this channel is sharing my experiences, and you know, and my a lot of my experiences is me overcoming addictions. And I figured what a better time to quit. And if I fuck up, I'll have people out there that can hold me accountable. They'll be like, look, you made a commitment, you said you were going to do it, now do it. And sometimes you got to do that to yourself. Sometimes you got to force ways to make yourself accountable. You can't just rely on yourself to do it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna cut that one out here. We ain't gonna do no hour-long video, you know. But yeah, uh, I think that's gonna be it. Like I said, I'm gonna try and drop a video every day. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about each and every day, but this is how we're gonna do it. One day at a time. So y'all take it easy, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.